Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 Marvel Studios film Black Widow, a film that is directed by Kate Shortland and it stars Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Rachel Weisz and Ray Winston. Right, this film is set around, best I could figure, it's set around the time of the Marvel film, Captain America Civil War. It's around that period of time. You know, the Avengers have all split up, they've all kind of gone their separate ways, because they're basically fugitives now. So Natasha basically meets up with, and we get an introduction of Natasha when she was young with her pretend little sister, pretend mother, or pretend father, played by Rachel Weisz, David Harbour, and Florence Pugh. When they are stationed in America, and then they have to go back to Russia, and that's when Natasha and Yelena, played by Florence Pugh, are thrown into like the Black Widow program. So Natasha basically teams up again with her little sister to try and put the people behind the Black Widow program out of business, basically, with the help of David Harbour's character and Rachel Weisz's character. Right, without spoiling anything, that's the general gist of the story, and obviously there's more to it than that. What are my thoughts on Black Widow? Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, I wasn't really that interested in seeing this film initially. It felt like a film that was 10 years too late. This film should have come out probably around the same time as Winter Soldier. Maybe after the first Avengers film. It feels like a little too late to me, this film. And while I did actually quite enjoy this film for the most part, it feels a bit of an oddity. It feels like it doesn't belong in this current timeline of Marvel films. It feels like an afterthought for this character, and it just doesn't sit right with me in a lot of ways. But the film itself is actually, I mean, I've watched on YouTube and I've read a lot of people slamming this film, saying it's really woke and it's very feminist and all the usual garbage that you see. Really, it's not. I mean, any film, if you want to, say that about any film that's got a strong female lead in it, you could say that if you really want to. I didn't get that impression watching this film. I don't care if the woman is a director. The director's a woman. I don't care what she's directed before. I don't care if some of the writers are women. I don't care if they can deliver a good film. I'll watch it. And essentially, we do actually get a good film. Is this deserving of cracking the top 10 Marvel films? Probably not. But I was really entertained watching it. It's very messy at times, and you do find yourself trying to cling to this story that is told, in a paper-thin way. There's MacGuffins all over the place. Plot devices thrown into the film to get people to places where they need to be. And yeah, it's a bit dumb, and yeah, it's a bit convenient, and all this kind of stuff. But again, show me a Marvel film to some degree that has been, written to such high quality that there's no issues or errors with it. And you're probably going to struggle because they've all got issues and errors with them, essentially. Marvel films, if you like, aren't really meant to be taken too seriously. They're superhero films. They're meant to entertain you. And for me, this film really did that. It did its job and it entertained me. Obviously, Scarlett Johansson is excellent as Natasha. Still got all the moves, still pretty badass. I think, though, she's kind of overshadowed a little bit in this film by two people. Florence Pugh, who plays Yelena, who is her pretend little sister, I suppose. But she's full of these great one-liners and quips that are very good. She's very dry and very humorous and very funny, and I really enjoyed her character. And David Harbour as Alexei, who plays this Russian version of Captain America. He's the one and only Russian super soldier who gets basically sent to prison for decades, I think it is. And I really enjoyed his character, and there were some the highlights for me for this film was when Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, David Harbour and Rachel Weisz shared the screen. Because, like I said, they had this pretend family at the beginning of the film, and then they have like a family reunion later that's really funny but very awkward at the same time, and I enjoyed it. I would have liked, though, I'm not going to lie, I would have liked a little bit more for David Harbour to do in this film. I don't think he's given enough to do. Which, you know, fair enough, but what he is given to do is really good, and I enjoyed his character and I enjoyed his performance. Again, the film suffers massively from a good villain. Ray Winston plays the villain. Number one, I didn't buy his accent. I'm sure I could hear a little bit of Cockney creeping in now and again to his Russian accent. And for me, he was a weak villain. I didn't like the villain. And there's also Taskmaster in this. I don't like the way they portrayed Taskmaster. Just try saying that 3 times fast. Yeah, I think they could have done more with that character and that role. And the reveal of who, I'll say it again slowly, Taskmaster is so predictable. Anybody that really doesn't figure it out, you know, you've not really been paying attention. I mean, this film isn't that hard to follow, even though the plot is very, very messy. So I'm actually glad I saw it now. I did enjoy it. I thought it was a fun and entertaining Marvel film. Don't believe that people that are trying to put you off saying it's woke and it's feminist and all this twaddle. It isn't, not really. If you want it to be that, then you can make it to be feminist and woke and all this rubbish. For me, I can see past all that and just watch the film they put in front of me, and I was entertained by this one, which is why I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So that is my review for Black Widow. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this review, and I'll be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.